नमस्कार बच्चों, आप सभी को इस वर्चुअल क्लास में फिर से स्वागत है। बच्चों, पिछले कुछ एपिसोड से हमने हमारी जो पहली यूनिट थी व्यष्टि अर्थशास्त्र, इसके बारे में हमने देखा। आज इस एपिसोड से हम हमारी जो दूसरी यूनिट है, जो उपभोक्ता संतुलन, दैट मीन्स कंज्यूमर्स इक्विलिब्रियम। सो फ्रॉम दिस episodes onwards, we will study about the concept of consumers equilibrium. And when we are studying about the concept of consumer equilibrium, you should know that the consumer equilibrium can be determined with two ways. So by determining the consumer equilibrium with two theories, that is consumers equilibrium by utility analysis and the consumers equilibrium by indifference curve. So by these two theories, by these two ways, we will study about the concept of consumers equilibrium. So first of all, we need to understand what do you mean by consumers equilibrium. So students, previously we have seen about the concept like demand, supply, the resources, the scarcity, all these things. So in that one, we have studied about the allocation of resources. And based on that, we have studied how the central problem of an economy can be solved. So how it can be solved in three different kind of economies in the world. So here in this unit, what we will study the situation where we can determine that when a consumer gets to an equilibrium stage. So when we are talking about the equilibrium stage, जहाँ पे हम संतुलन की बात करते हैं, तो हमें ये ध्यान रखना होगा कि ऐसी कौन सी स्थिति होती है जहाँ पे एक उपभोक्ता संतुलित स्थिति पर रहता है। कहने का अर्थ है कि जब वो अपनी आवश्यकताओं को पूरा करता है, when the consumer satisfy his needs by the available resources, at that time the resources which gives him maximum satisfaction by using his resources, that means by the income which he has in his hand, and with that income, when he is satisfying his needs by getting the resources from the economy, at that time the situation when he gets the maximum satisfaction by the utilization of resources. तो बच्चों, यहाँ हम कह सकते हैं कि जब एक उपभोक्ता को अपनी आवश्यकताओं को पूरा करते वक्त, अपनी आवश्यकताओं को जो संसाधन उपलब्ध है, इन संसाधनों से जब अपनी आवश्यकताओं को पूरा करते हैं और उन संसाधनों की जो उपयोग से जब उन्हें अधिकतम संतुष्टि प्राप्त होती है, इस स्थिति को हम उपभोक्ता संतुलन कहते हैं. So that is the situation where we can say that a consumer is at equilibrium stage. That means he is deriving a maximum satisfaction from the resources utilized to satisfy his needs in an economy. So here now we will study about the two ways of finding the consumer's equilibrium. That is, as I told you, that is, first one is by the utility analysis, and one more thing, that is by the indifference curve analysis. So today onwards we'll study about these consumers equilibrium. So we will study one by one. So let's start with the first one, that is utility analysis. So students, now we will see how we can determine the consumer's equilibrium by utility analysis. So to study that, first we need to understand the concept of utility, जिसे हम हिंदी में उपयोगिता कहते हैं. उपयोगिता का अर्थ क्या होता है? So students, as I told you that a consumer can satisfy his needs by the available resources, by the goods and services which are available in the economy. So here, whenever a consumer use a commodity or use a good, at that time we need to determine, we need to derive the utility derived from that commodity. जब एक उपभोक्ता एक अर्थव्यवस्था में अपनी आवश्यकताओं को पूरा करने के लिए जो संसाधन उपलब्ध है, कहने का अर्थ है जो वस्तुएं सेवाएं उपलब्ध है, इनके उपयोग से जब वो अपनी आवश्यकताओं को ज़रूरतों को पूरा करता है, at that time we need to calculate the amount of satisfaction, the satisfaction derived from that commodity. उस वस्तु से उसे कितनी उपयोगिता प्राप्त हुई है. So here we need to analyze, or here we need to calculate the utility derived from that commodity by using that commodity or by consuming that commodity. So here question comes in our mind that is it possible to count or is it possible to calculate the value of utility derived from a commodity? क्या यह संभव है? क्या ये संभव है कि हम किसी वस्तुओं के उपभोग से उस वस्तु से प्राप्त होने वाली जो उपयोगिता है उस उपयोगिता को क्या हम माप पाएंगे? क्या उसकी जो मान है, उपयोगिता की जो मान है, क्या उसे हम माप पाएंगे? अगर हम सरल शब्दों में कहें तो ये मुमकिन नहीं है. It's not possible. But as economics students and as economists, we need to calculate the amount of utility derived from each and every commodity utilized by the consumer. हमें यहाँ पर हर उस वस्तु की जो उपयोगिता है, जिसकी उपयोग से एक उपभोक्ता को संतुष्टि प्राप्त होती है, उसे हमें मापना होता है. Then only we can understand the concept of consumer's equilibrium. So here the concept utility stand for the satisfaction, the desired satisfaction derived from the commodity by the usage of the commodity. That has been called as what? The utility. Or we can say that utility is the satisfaction power of a commodity. When a consumer uses a commodity, at that time we need to analyze or we need to calculate the utility derived from that commodity. So here the concept utility refers to the satisfaction derived by the consumption of that commodity. जब हम किसी वस्तु का उपयोग करते हैं, उस वस्तु के उपयोग से जितने भी या जो संतुष्टि हमें प्राप्त होती है, इसे हम उपयोगिता कहते हैं. That is the concept of utility. So students, when we are talking about the concept of utility, here we need to understand the concept of units, जिसे हम मात्रा कहते हैं. तो बच्चों, अक्सर ये देखा जाता है जब हम किसी वस्तुओं की उपयोग करते हैं, किसी वस्तु का प्रयोग करते हैं अपनी आवश्यकता को पूरा करने के लिए, तब हम उस वस्तु की जो मात्रा हो, कहने का अर्थ ये है कि हम अपने आवश्यकता के आधार पर उन वस्तुओं की जो मात्रा है वो भी बढ़ जाती है. टेक एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ एन एप्पल, या फिर हम एक लड्डू की बात करते हैं. जब हम उस मिठाई को खाना शुरू करते हैं तो कुछ व्यक्ति होते हैं जो सिर्फ एक लड्डू से उसकी संतुष्टि प्राप्त हो जाती है उन्हें, उसके बाद वो नहीं खाते आगे. बट सम टाइम देयर आर सम पीपल हु यूज्ड टू कंज्यूम मोर देन 2 or 3. So that says that person get the maximum satisfaction by consuming 3 units. If a person is consuming 3 laddus, so we can say that person is getting the maximum satisfaction, or we can say that he gets the satisfaction level, that he gets the equilibrium level of satisfaction by consuming 3 units of laddu. So when he consumes these 3 units, at every stage, at every unit, the satisfaction level derived from that commodity will be different. तो बच्चों, कहने का अर्थ यह है कि जब एक व्यक्ति या एक उपभोक्ता जब 3 लड्डुओं की सेवन से उसे अधिकतम संतुष्टि प्राप्त होती है, तो उस समय ये देखी जाती है जब ये 3 अलग अलग लड्डुओं से जो उपयोगिता प्राप्त होती है ये भी अलग अलग होती है. तो कहने का था हर एक मात्रा पर उस व्यक्ति ने 3 लड्डुओं का सेवन किया है तो उस लड्डू की मात्रा कितनी हुई? 3 हुई. लेकिन हर एक लड्डू से मिलने वाली उपयोगिता भी अलग अलग होगा. ऐसे ही हम हर एक लड्डू पर, हर एक मात्रा पर ये जानने की कोशिश करेंगे कि हमारी जो उपयोगिता की जो मात्रा है वह कितनी है. सो हियर वी नीड टू derive the utility derived from each and every unit of that commodity. So students, there were 2 economists, that is Marshall and Hicks. So these 2 economists have 2 different approach to determine the consumer's equilibrium. So here both the economists had different opinion to calculate the consumer's equilibrium. First one, that is Marshall, what was his opinion? He believed that the utility, the satisfaction level which has been derived from a commodity that can be measured. But how it can be measured? It can be measured with the cardinal numbers. That means with the numerical numbers starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So here he propagated that the satisfaction level, that is the utility, that can be calculated as of, or that can be measured with the help of cardinal numbers. So that utility which is being derived from each and every unit, it is being denoted as the utils. So utils are the unit of measuring the utility. So what is unit of measuring utility? That is utils. So take an example, when we have talked about the laddu, the first laddu may give 10 utils, and consecutively when the person consumes another one, it may give utils about 8 or 7. Take an example, 8 utils. Then at last he had the third one. From that he may derive the utility of 5 utils. So here the utility can be measured, what the Marshall said, that utility can be measured by the cardinal numbers. So that can be measured with the cardinal numbers like 1, 2, 3 and 4. As I told you that from first laddu we got 10, then we got 8, that total is 18. Then again we got 5 utils from the third one. That is 18 plus 5, 23. So altogether, by consuming that laddu, 3 units of laddu, that person got a utility of what? 23 utils. So that was the opinion of Marshall. On the other hand, what the economist Hicks, he had an opinion that the utility can be measured not by cardinal numbers, it can be measured only by the ordinal numbers. That is, here we cannot exactly count these utility with the help of numbers. We can measure it, but it can be measured by the degree, that is, or by the rank, by giving rank like high or low. As I told you, when we are having that commodity, when we are having some commodity for satisfying our needs, at that time the utility can be measured as high. We got high utility, we got high satisfaction level, or the satisfaction level may be low. So based on these two economists, the consumer's equilibrium can be determined. So first one, based on Marshall's opinion, we will study about the consumer's equilibrium under utility analysis. At the same time, in the next chapter, we will study about the consumer's equilibrium based on Hicks' opinion, where we will study about the equilibrium, how the equilibrium can be determined with the help of these rank, that is higher, low rank, that is being determined by the indifference curve analysis. So students, today listen carefully. Here we will study about the consumer's equilibrium based on the utility analysis. So students, here you need to have a clear concept about the cardinal measurement of utility and the ordinal measurement of utility. So in the cardinal measurement of utility, the utility can be measured with the help of the cardinal numbers, that is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and so on. And in the ordinal measurement of utility, here we can measure the utility by ranking them, that is high or low. So students, here in this episode we'll study about the consumer's equilibrium based on the cardinal measurement of utility. So far we have seen about the concept of utility. So when we are going to study the measurement of utility or measurement of consumer equilibrium by the cardinal numbers, here we will study about the other concepts related with the utility, that is total utility and the marginal utility. What do you mean by total utility? Total utility is the sum of utility derived from the commodities consumed by a consumer. That means here we need to add all the utility derived from each and every unit which is being consumed by the consumer. Take an example, if I am consuming a banana. So when I am consuming a banana, a person is getting a satisfaction level by consuming 2 bananas. So here, take the example of first one. If I am making a measurement that from first unit of that banana, if he is getting the utility of 10 utils, and again consuming one more banana, with that he is getting the satisfaction of 8 utils. So altogether we can say that the consumer derived 18 utils. That is, from first unit he got 10 utils. From the second unit he got 8 utils. So what is the total? So in all together we can say that the consumer got 18 utils. So that is the total utility. Now come to the marginal utility. What do you mean by marginal utility? Marginal utility is the utility derived on every additional unit of the commodity which is being consumed by the consumer. So due to the additional unit of that commodity which is being consumed by the consumer, from that unit, the amount of utility derived from that unit will be counted as the marginal utility. So the marginal utility refers to the additional utility derived from the additional unit of the commodity which is being consumed by the consumer. So how we can calculate the value of marginal utility? Here the marginal utility is being denoted as MU and the total utility is being denoted as TU. So students, so how we can find the total utility and marginal utility? Total utility, the sum of all the utilities derived from all the units of the commodity, whereas the marginal utility can be derived by the formula MU of n will be equal to TU of n minus TU of n minus 1. Look at the formula. With that formula, we can very easily calculate the value of MU and TU. When we are having the value of TU, so from that we can very easily calculate the value of MU at every unit of the commodity. So how we can get the value of MU? MU is equal to, that is MU of nth number will be equal to TU of n minus TU of n minus 1. So n stands for what? Nth number. It may be a first unit, second unit, third unit or fourth unit. So that is the nth number of unit consumed. So students, based on the previous example, as I told you, when a consumer consumes 2 banana, so from that banana, from the first unit he is getting 10 utils and from the second unit he is getting the 8 utils. So students, here when you want to find out the value of MU of nth number, that is the MU at the second unit. So at that time we need to get the value of TU of second unit. That is by using both the units we have to get the value of total utility. That is, from the first unit he got 10 utils, from the second unit he got 8 utils. So altogether at second unit of consumption the consumer is having a total utility of 18. So MU at second unit will be equal to 18 minus the previous total utility, that is the total utility at first unit, that is 10. So 18 minus 10, we get the value of 8 as the MU value. So that shows that by having the additional unit, the addition of second unit, we are deriving the utility of 8 utils. So that is the value of MU. So students, based on these calculation, you will be having some numerical problems on your examination. So where you need to calculate the value of TU. Again with that TU, you will be having the questions to calculate the value of MU. So how we can get the MU again? That is TU of n minus TU of n minus 1. So students, now we will understand the concept of TU and MU with the help of a diagram. That is with the help of a schedule, the table. So look at the schedule here. Here we have 3 columns. So in that one, the consumption of commodity X is given in units. That is starting from 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So now look at the total utility. That is total utility of that commodity. When the consumer consumes the first unit, he derives the utility of 100. Again, when the consumer consumed 2 units of that commodity, the total utility is 190. And at third unit, the TU value is 270. At fourth, that is 340. And at the fifth unit of that commodity, the total utility is 400. So students, by this value of total utility, we can very easily calculate the value of MU, that is marginal utility. Marginal utility is what? It is the additional utility on account of the consumption of an additional unit of that commodity. So here, look at the formula for finding out the MU. So here MU can be found by, that is TU of n minus TU of n minus 1. So here the n is what? The nth number is first one 1. So what is the first TU? 100 minus the previous MU is nothing, that is 0. So 100 minus 0 is 100. So in the first unit, TU is equal to MU, both are same, both are having the same value, that is 100. Now look at the second unit. Here the total utility is subtracted from the total utility of the previous unit. So here 190 minus 100 gives the value of 90. At the same way, at every consecutive stage we can see that the utility, the MU gets decreased. So it's going from 90 to 80, then 70, then 60. So students, by this table we can very easily understand that when an additional unit of a commodity is being consumed by a consumer, at that time the utilities derived from that additional unit get decreased. So based on this table, look at the diagram. Here in this diagram, both the curves, that is TU curve and the MU curve, both the curves are being shown in the same single diagram. So look at the diagram here. The TU and MU both are starting from 100. Okay, but what happens then? Here at the additional unit, with the use of additional unit, TU gets increases. So you can see at the diagram, the TU goes upward to the right. So TU gets increases at every additional unit of the commodity. At the same time, what we can see that the MU curve, it goes down. It moves downward to the right. It goes downward to the right. So what it indicates that this diagram, this curve indicates that at the usage of every additional unit of a commodity, the utility derived from that additional unit will be less than the previous one. So now you will be having a question that when it decreases from the origin and it goes downward to the right, so up to what level or up to which point it will move? A point will come when MU reaches to the value of 0. That means that stage shows that with the additional usage of that commodity doesn't give any kind of utils or any number of utils from the commodity. So that is the stage which is called as a saturation stage, the saturation level. So at this saturation level, at saturation state, the consumer stops consuming that commodity. That means after the stage, after that unit, he will not utilize that commodity or he will not consume that commodity to satisfy his need, because he is not deriving any kind of utility or any number of utils from the usage of that additional unit. And if he continues to use that commodity, what will happen? This curve will move to the negative value. Now students, after studying about the schedule and the curves of TU and MU, now we will try to understand the relationship between this TU and MU. So to understand the relation, once again you have to look at the table and the curve. So how the TU and MU get reacts with each other. So what is the relation these two concepts are having with each other? So students, to understand the relation between TU and MU, here we have one more diagram showing the curves of TU and MU. So here both the curves are drawn in two different graphs, where one diagram is showing the value of TU, the TU curve, and the other one is showing the MU curve. So by doing these curves, we will try to understand the relationship between TU and MU. So students, what we can see here, TU continues to rise as long as MU is positive. And the second one is TU is maximum when MU is 0. So you can look at the diagram. Here you can see the value of maximum TU is given. At the same time, when the TU gets to maximum, you can see the value of MU, it reaches to the value of 0. And again, from there TU starts declining. So when the TU curve starts declining, at that time MU is negative. You can see here again the diagram, when TU is decreasing, at that time the MU curves move downward. that is it move to negative value. The decreasing mu implies that Tu is increasing at an increasing rate. So students, here we have one more question, that at which rate Tu increases when mu is diminishing. So for this question, again we can answer from the given diagram. You can say that when mu is diminishing, Tu increases at a diminishing rate. So based on this diagram, look at this chart. Here in short we have given the relation between Tu and mu. So here T is equal to sum of mu, and Tu increases as long as mu is positive. When mu is 0, Tu is maximum, and when mu is negative, Tu starts diminishing, and at last decreasing mu implies that Tu is increasing at a decreasing rate. So students, this relation between Tu and mu can be studied with the help of a theory that is being called as what? Law of diminishing marginal utility. So here what the law of diminishing marginal utility says, that when more and more unit of a commodity is being consumed, the satisfaction derived from the additional unit will be less than the previous one. So that is what this law says, that when the additional unit of a commodity is being utilized, that commodity, the additional unit of that commodity will give less utils from the previous unit. So again, the relation between Tu and mu can be understood by this law, that is law of diminishing marginal utility. So students, law of diminishing marginal utility is a fundamental law. The law of diminishing marginal utility states that as more and more unit of a commodity are consumed, the marginal utility derived from every additional unit must decline. It happens in respect to all goods and services. It is therefore called fundamental law of satisfaction or the fundamental psychological law. So students, that's all for today. So today in this episode we have studied about the concept of consumer equilibrium and the concept of utility and total utility with the marginal utility. So in the next episode, we will detailedly study about the utility analysis with the consumer's equilibrium. With the help of a schedule and a diagram, we will try to understand what is the relation between the utility analysis and the consumer equilibrium. So based on today's learning, I have given some homework. I hope you can do this homework very easily. So note down the homework. तो बच्चों, आज के लिए बस इतना ही। हम अगले एपिसोड में फिर मिलेंगे। तब तक के लिए सुरक्षित रहिएगा, सतर्क रहिएगा। जय हिंद, जय भारत।